If you have ever thought, my topic is too boring, no one is ever going to watch me, or my personality just doesn't translate well on video, this video is for you. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks that you can do to make sure your video is engaging no matter what your personality is or what the topic may be. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is some of the things you can do during the filming process. So right off the bat, you're going to want to start the video off with some engaging content. So that can be by asking them a question to make them think, or starting with a misconception in your industry. Basically, anything that leaves your audience thinking or wanting to know more. The second thing you can do during filming is, if you have two cameras, you can always record from two different angles. This helps during editing to sort of like switch up the scenes, and I love this technique because it gives off a documentary look. So the third thing you can do is change up your background. One of my favorite things to spice up my background is adding LED lights. You know, they have so many different type of lights, but they also have different backdrops you can use. Maybe you even want to put a background back there. This isn't the biggest change you can make, but it's just a little something extra to spice up your video. The fourth thing that you can do is you can stand while you're talking in your video. I know when I see people at standing desks doing videos, they're usually like moving around a little bit than they normally would, and I find that to be more engaging than if they were just sitting down. So do you normally talk with your hands? I know I usually talk with my hands when I'm talking to people, so it's only natural that I use my hands to talk in the video. The last thing you can do before you actually get to the editing part is you can shoot B-roll of yourself doing the things that you're explaining, or maybe you already have like some behind the scenes content that you can use in your videos. This really helps, push the story forward, and it also shows people that you actually know what you're talking about. So the next thing I want to go over is editing. So the first step I have with editing is to, again, front load your video with engaging content. So remember that common misconception that you said, or that question that you asked. On top of what you're already saying and you already being there, add some B-roll of the thing that you're talking about. Add some animations, some graphics. This really gives people like a full picture and a full idea of what you're talking about. And it also, it brings up some emotions when, you're talking about it, and then, you're adding B-roll on top of it. It really gives people like a whole picture. And also by doing this, you're engaging more than one sense. So, you have the video, you have the text, maybe you're even adding some sound effects. So you're engaging like three senses at one time. The next thing that you can do is, if you didn't capture any B-roll of yourself, or you don't have any behind the scene content, then there are websites like Pexels and even Canva where you can find stock footage from, and that's where you can get your B-roll from. The last thing you can do is add music or sound effects, and depending on the vibe of the video, it can be different music. So it could be, corporate music, happy music, calm music, depending on what your topic is. And the music doesn't even have to stretch throughout the whole video. You can break the music up and maybe only put it during the transitions, or you can add side effects. So maybe if you're talking about money, for example, you can add, the cha-ching or the cash sound. These are just little things that, people's attention to when they're listening to your video. If you found this video helpful, then I have a free guide on how to create video content from start to finish, perfect for business owners who are either just getting started or business owners who want to up their video content game. So if you want to check that out, then it's going to be in the link in the description box. Thank you so much for listening to my video, and I will see you next week.